Pardon the hood. It's 15 degrees outside. I'm bundled up in here. It's okay in here, of course, but it's not wonderful. I'm making this video because Iowa and elections and Trump and Democrats and Republicans and blah, 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 blah. I want to make another video talking about how we don't have a fucking government. Okay? The DNC admitted in court that Democrats aren't a legal entity, that there is no legal definition of Democrat. They don't legally exist, which means there's no the argument is that there's no responsibility to them as an entity because they don't exist. It's like they have as much responsibility to Democrats as they do to unicorns. So Democrats can't sue when the DNC completely steals an election. The same legal rules that apply to the DNC apply to the RNC. Both are just corporations. They are RNC, DNC, DBA, Respective Party Services Corporation, Democratic Party. So what that means is that we don't have elections. There will be a link with links to all of this in the description. Okay, we don't have a government. The Princeton study shows that the will of the people have never been reflected in policy. People think that they can vote their way out of this. We can't. The government was canceled certainly in the 80s, probably before. You could argue that it died when we got a central bank. That was expressly forbidden in the Constitution, and yet we have one. You know, they got it in a vote on Christmas Eve at night. Okay, that's funny, but at the same time, it didn't get repealed when everybody came back. So, you know, the idea that they snuck it in, I feel like that's bullshit too, because it's like if it was all, you know, what did you do last night? You know, they'd undo it, right? But they didn't undo it. Everybody really wanted it, which means that from the whole time, and it's like, to my understanding, George Washington was the richest man in the colonies, and basically he was just another billionaire that didn't want to pay taxes. So he, you know, threw a bunch of poor people between him and whoever was trying to get him to pay taxes. That really sounds like the real America to me. And it seems like nothing changed since then. You know, we had the Civil War that was ostensibly about slavery. It wasn't about slavery. It was about money. And they didn't get rid of slavery. They just rebranded it. You know, just look at the 13th Amendment. Look at the for-profit prison system. Look at the origin of police themselves. And it's all like that. And because it's not new, it's not news. And people don't give a shit. They don't want historical context. They don't want to understand that this has always been a lie, and it's going to be a lie this election season again. And I'm just like, every time I log into my social media and stuff, I see election this, election that. And of course it was Iowa, you know, and Trump and all this stuff. And I'm like, if the only thing that's real about that is you thinking it's real. And that's why they do it. It's a farce. Trump and Biden right now have the same amount of power. Someone not in office has the same ability to change policy as the person in office, because the government is not in charge. The government is a television show. It's literally a TV show. What is it? Bartlett from West Wing? He might as well be president right now for the impact he has on policy. It's billionaires in a trench coat, man. And we know it, and it's proven. It's easy to see. They admit it in court. I don't know how to get it through to people. I just constantly see people that are otherwise intelligent and informed thinking the election is a thing, and it's not. We don't have elections. The people you are voting for do not end up in charge. Oh, I just can't. You know, I'm so tired of it. It's so frustrating. Do any of you see this? Does anybody see this but me? Please comment.